Hey everybody, and welcome to a Volkswagen Wednesday. Going to be working on the Samba tonight. Matter of fact, I also have the one of the wheels from the Revell Samba just for a size comparison. Um, so going to be working issues 8 through 12. So it's probably not going to be my normal 2-hour stream. It's probably going to be a pretty short stream, and it's kind of funny if anybody saw this comment on YouTube earlier. It's because Kenneth was in and then he retracted his comment, so I pulled my comment back. Todd's here hiding in the background.
Hello.
And so we got Dave is here and Peter's here. Welcome, guys. And so let me go ahead and switch cameras, and then I'll turn on the last light so that it's a little bit brighter. A little bit of a glare because of the shiny parts. I might be able to fix it. Let me see. Actually, if I take that out, that'll help. So this is what I built up last week, and this is the Revell tire, just for comparison's sake. Screwdriver from last week, and I've gone back, and as far as I know, I have the screws all in the right places. But those are the screws we've gotten so far. Still need a BPO1 or BPO2, sorry, for the one that did not work in the bumper last week, but the license plate is still hanging on good, or well, however you want to put it. So let me go ahead and, even though I don't have to, I'm going to cut this open because issue 8 has the first pack, Oh, actually, before I go into that, they also, looking at this, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of screws, or I mean, a whole lot of different screws, because you got the BDs, which are for metal, the BPs are for plastic, and then you've got metal with washers. I don't think there's going to be a ton of different types of screws on this build, which is awesome. Hey, Gilly, welcome.
I
Like
posted in Discord. I'm like, where is everybody?
I'm here. Don't hit me, Todd. Don't hit me again.
Good, good.
But like I said, you can see right here, it says carefully store parts supplied with this issue for use in the next assembly session. Some people
Well, that
get
was a
upset
fast
about
issue.
stuff like, pardon?
So that makes for a fast issue.
Yeah, it does. And so I have seen people post, when they post this, that they get upset and everything, but I'm like, why? You're going to have issues like that. And I do like the two-tone that they did on here.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Not only did they do two-tone, let me see, am I going to regret?
Is that all one piece and it's just two different colors?
Yeah. Well, it is. It's one piece. I don't know if it'll focus well enough that you can see. This is not a sticker or anything. It is part of this plastic, but it's just a slightly different color. Painted, I guess.
It's probably painted, yeah. Okay.
And then the texture on this really looks good, as if it was carpet.
Excellent. Dave says this VW model is awesome. He loves watching it being built.
Hey, I love this thing, and I told it. I want to say I told the story on the first stream. This car has a lot of meaning to me because my parents had it when I was like 5. Didn't have the extra 8 windows on the top, but we had this exact vehicle. It's kind of cool. And even though it says to keep the pieces, separate and all that, I'm going to put them on. No reason not to. And then that was issue 8. And issue 9 is going to be familiar, except for it's going to be slightly familiar because we did it on the back of this wheel last week. And since since I'm doing only the packs as they come, as the shipment would come, some things like on the Route Master, I actually did since Monday, I did the other side of the bus. So I've got both walls on the bus. So we'll be doing something completely different.
Good.
Yeah. But with this, the wheels, it's not going to take near as long as the bus would have.
No, that's why I said do the other side, because it's exactly the same, but it's so time consuming. You know, and if you've already seen it, but these wheels only take a minute.
Yeah, and that, like I said, it's another BD01. Broke out my label maker. It's sitting here handy in case I have more of these, in case I get new screws. Okay,
Peter says he can't wait for his next pack to arrive. I have a guy at work that loves these vans. I should tell him about the partwork.
Oh, yeah.
He has like two of them.
These are awesome. And I actually started, I got the 1/16 scale before this came out. I'm just looking, again, said it last week. This is metal. Just double checking, that all the springs and everything go inside. That's right. And if you ever have the opportunity to work on, let me take that off, brakes, drum brakes like that, let me give you some advice. Don't. I had a Datsun B210 and had to work on brakes for it. On the drum brakes, they were impossible. They sucked out loud. And I actually only did one side because the release lever inside was so worn that I almost couldn't get the thing, get the drum off. And I almost forgot, since this is going into metal, pop that on there, tighten it down, make sure she spins, and she spins well. One hubcap later, and again, the hubcaps have magnets in them.
See, I think that's a nice touch. Because I'm like, why paint the lug nuts, do all that extra work on the wheel if you can't see them easily? That's cool.
Well, and that's the thing, is the Revell says the same thing, says to paint the lug nuts. These are the spare, and because they're the spare, there's going to be no lug nuts in there, so I actually drilled them out.
Where is the spare on this car? Peter. Where is the spare? Is it underneath the deck?
Pardon?
Where is the spare on this? Is it underneath the deck?
I have it right. I thought I had it. Where is it? There it is. I sat the hat on it. So here is the front. This wall goes in here, and inside this wall, right behind the driver and passenger seat, just
no
like
kidding.
That in there.
Yeah. No kidding. I never knew that.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I remember this seat is solid. This seat does not tilt. This seat tilts so you can get the spare out. And it is, unlike today, it is a full-size spare, except for it's really, really skinny. And
can you really call it a full-size spare then?
They didn't call it a full-size spare, but it is. It is literally the same size as the rest of the tires. So there's the second wheel. I need to slow down. Is this going to be like an 8-minute stream?
You just have to do more stages.
No, because I don't have that many stages. Unfortunately, it's one of the things that I wish that DeAgostini didn't do which, stick you to, this is only as many as you can get. You're not going to get extras because I would have ordered like 6 months worth of parts.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Gilly says, I told him to keep it out and toss it on top of the bus hippie style.
Now, what was I thinking I was going to put on top of the bus?
Surfboard.
I can't remember. There was something I was thinking I was going to put on top of the bus.
Surfboard.
But pardon?
A surfboard.
No, there's actually luggage up there, though.
Oh.
Actually, is there? Hang on. I don't think there's anything. Oh, no, this better. It has a sunroof. See it right there?
Mm. That looks like it would leak like a sieve when it rained.
It probably did. But it wasn't about leaking. It was about the coolness factor.
Mm-hmm. Probably driving down the road with a bunch of people standing up with their heads out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the 60s.
Well, go to Vegas. They still do that. The hinge, pin retainers. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but we have a flood going on outside right now.
Is it raining?
Oh, yeah. Been raining all day.
They keep saying it's going to rain here, and it doesn't rain. It's just nice and sunny.
Well, if it rained there, it'd be like Florida anyway. Where it rains and then 15 minutes later, it's bone dry.
Mm-hmm. And muggy.
Actually,
muggier.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Actually, for you don't want it to rain. So these are BD03s. I have a bunch of BD03s left over.
Gilly says, don't give him any more ideas. He's already on vacation.
These are, 2 BD03s. They're all these screws will be going into metal. So they'll be getting oil. The reason I can hear the rain as badly as I can, partially it's raining really bad. I also need to get out there and empty a couple of gutters.
Oh, do you chase leaves and stuff?
A little bit. And thinking about it, no, the one that I can hear really bad right now, there are no leaves in it. It's just that sometimes when it rains here, it rains so hard that it overflows the gutter almost immediately. So long as it doesn't do that while it's with ice and snow, because then you get what's called an ice dam, and the ice will start freezing up underneath your shingles, and that's really, really bad for your roof.
It sounds like it. Sounds like problems I will never encounter.
Well, yeah, because you, on the other hand, might encounter roof coming off due to wind.
That's true. Sometimes it happens.
I had to replace the rolled roof on my, I think it was on my carport and on my patio. I had to replace the rolled roofing.
Oh, I've been meaning to ask you, when you did the notify me for your Ecto and your Enterprise, did you get the emails from Fan Home right away?
I didn't originally, so I went back out there and redid it and immediately got an email on both.
Yeah, there's a bug in their page, in their web page, where you have to type your email in. You can't use autofill. You can't copy paste something in their form validation code or something like that. You have to type it in manually, and then it'll work.
That's funny because I actually typed it in.
Yeah.
Peter has snow.
Oh.
Where are you, Peter?
Yeah, where you at?
because we should have snow. It's that time of the year for us to have snow, but we don't. We are expecting Friday and Saturday snow mix, kind of. UK.
It snows
We're
in the
expecting
UK.
a snow mix on Friday and Saturday, but it's going to be at 39 and 40 degrees. So it's not going to be here for very long. And in case anybody missed it on Thursday, you tape this in because this is a working door handle. You tape it in so that you can put this pin in. Suppose I could show that again. Maybe you can get a better view of it. Nice thumbprint. Come on, focus. So there, the pin will go in here through the bottom, and it's got a spot here that holds it in place. Just kind of push it in. Just like that. The one thing I wish they'd have done is I wish they'd have made the handle metal, because that handle is going to wear out and break pretty quick. And there's a pin next to it.
Dano's here. Say hello, Dano.
Hey, Dano. Welcome. The other one was the same way. I sat there and looked at it and went, how does this go in here? So there's a pin right here. Screw goes in right here. And I'm probably too far away for you to be able to see it. Focus. So you can see this pin where it's coming through the plastic part. And then that hole is where the screw is going to go in. Oh, Eric snuck in. That's the first time I've seen him say anything. Welcome, Eric. What's funny is if Eric takes a nap again in the middle of the stream, he might end up just watching a blank screen. I do that sometimes. So that screw is now in. Pin is going to be held in place. And I can pull this out and actually show a little bit better the action on the door handle. So you can see it does actually lift a little bit. Once the pin's in there, it's not going to move near as far. Or the second pin. So I need this pin and this spring. And the pin is kind of T-shaped. Rough day. So the pin is a little bit T-shaped there. Spring goes on the larger piece. And this is going to go through the door handle. I'll just set it on there like that for right now. In a minute, I'm going to hold the spring over out of the way while I put this bracket on there over top to lock it in place.
I love that this thing has working door handles. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. That is really cool. Stay. Got to set it off the towel so that it doesn't fall over. Let me see if I can get this screw in here, because it's almost like I need a third hand, but a really small one that goes underneath. And I actually think
you need a Cisco.
Yes. I think one of these screws was too large. I actually got it in place, so I'm not going to mess with it. Matter of fact, looking at the head, it's got a different head. But that's the hazard of identifying the screws after the fact. And once the second hinge is on, I don't think there's any problem of it is going to fall off.
Peter says he's at issue 58. So maybe he has pointers. If he has any tips, make sure to say them.
Yep, absolutely. And I want to say I have issues through 57 that I've received.
Gilly asks, where is Cisco? Cisco's here. He did arrive successfully, but they went up on the volcano this morning to watch the sunset. So my guess is they're sleeping right now.
Okay, so actually this door handle appears to work a little bit better than the other one.
Looks about the same.
Yeah,
like the amount of movement at least.
Let me double check.
I mean, it just pulls a little pin in, right?
Yeah.
The edge of the door.
Now this one, I think this one is not moving quite as far.
Yeah.
And if it comes down to it, if it's blocking and it won't, the door won't open, I'll end up just sanding that plastic part down a little bit. All right, and that is the end of stage 10.
Peter says he did not enjoy building the engine because it's all plastic and cheap looking. Well, you should see his 1/16th. He made his 1/16th look pretty good. So it's on you, Buck, to make your engine look good.
You know, I could. I mean, this is all plastic, but if it's that bad looking, I may do some painting, which I normally don't do on these things. What I don't have is wires running from the battery to the engine. Of course, the battery's kind of secondary. I bet you if you went back there with the pull crank.
Mm-hmm. Start it like a lawnmower.
Exactly. So next pack.
He says your 1/16th looks sweet. Look, Buck.
Thanks, Peter. That actually took a couple of days to do too. You know, I did a lot of pre-painting when I first started building that, and I just haven't put that much time into it because I've been working on the tram dial again. The hazards of doing multiple models at the same time. Turn this over.
Peter says the cables on the battery in this build go through holes in the floor. Okay. Good to remember when you get to the engine.
Come on, come loose. The hinge. Since I have the screw box, put those away. These are BP03. And just looking at them, I think one of the one that I have in there already. Come on, out of the package. That it's not a BP03. That's BD03. BD's 03s. Get that out of there. I still really love this window.
It's pre-assembled. That's so great.
It is. It is very awesome. And the fact that everything on it works.
Even the wing mirror.
Yep. Hang on. I have a heater right underneath me, and as it gets cooler in the room, it starts to melt me. So yeah, the wing mirror, for anybody who didn't see this last week, if I can get it to, the wing mirror will actually rotate. Wing mirror, wing window. It's a pity we don't have those anymore. Those were awesome to just let a certain amount of air in. And then what blew Todd's mind was the fact that you had a window that slid backwards and forwards instead of going down into the door.
This reminds me of an old aircraft window. Like old airplane windows did that.
Actually, don't they still have those on the heavies?
Well, the cockpit windows do. Yeah. Even the newest planes,
Yeah.
they still have sliding windows to slide it back. So the pilots can get out in case of emergency. They have a little rope they can drop down.
And then nice red pinstripe on there. Again, this doesn't get glued. It's a press fit and it snaps in. And the plastic is actually close enough together that I can feel it slipping into the groove when it pops in there. It feels like it actually wraps up over top of that plastic part or the trim piece.
Yeah. Peter says he's building a Tamiya M05 front-wheel drive and an M06 rear-wheel drive RC camper buses in between this build.
Very cool.
And I assume the GILLY means Scully didn't, if he's talking about the landing on the Hudson. Well, yes, because they only use those windows for something where they can't go back out through the cabin. I have seen it where somebody left their phone in a terminal and somebody on the ground crew threw the phone up to the pilot through the window and they gave it back to the passenger.
It would be cool, but on the one hand, but on the other hand, you don't know for sure what's going on with that cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you left your phone in the terminal and they throw it up to the window and miss, that would suck. It would suck, but it would be no more than you deserved. That's why I stopped buying the really expensive name brand phones several years ago. I mean, my Highway phone is a good brand. It's just that it's not $1,000 phone.
Are you saying you're bad with phones?
No, I just hate spending that much for a truly, it's just a pocket video game for the most part because I don't get phone calls. And, you know, I have dropped it. I have dropped a phone before and broken it. Matter of fact, not sure how that made headline news up here.
I think he's talking about the video where the guy threw the phone up to the captain.
Ah. But no, I've had my Highway phone break, and I bought the exact same phone. Was really nice to pay $200 to replace my phone rather than $1,000. We do have insurance on my grandson's phone, though. We pay $5 a month so that when he drops it, not if, when, they replace it for free.
Well, they just keep getting more expensive, don't they? $1,200, $1,300, $1,400.
Mm. So there are the 4 screws holding that door in. Yeah. And here's what happens with my phone sometimes. I don't know if you're going to see it or not. You can see where I dropped it right there. This is a Gorilla Glass screen. Let me see if I can angle it to where you can actually see. It was there for a second. You can see the crack a little bit. The Gorilla Glass screen, the screen cover is cracked all the way across. The phone is fine.
Yeah, better than the phone.
Yep.
It did its job.
Well, I'm a dork. I got excited. I attached the plastic piece, the upper part of the door to the door. I did not attach the hinge.
You don't have to take the window off, do you?
No.
Okay.
They just have you doing it because then you're only holding that one piece, not the whole door, I guess. You know, Peter was kind of like Todd was when I was forgetting to only do the light for 3-4 seconds at a time at first.
222.
Enterprise. Yep.
I'll never get to say that again. You're not going to finish it.
Nope. Well, it depends. If somebody in HTM buys it and they do the windows, then you get to say it again. So there's the second hinge, and I love the way those hinges are. It is just so retro 60s there.
Now that the door panel, the outside skin, that's metal. That window part is plastic, right? That door, those door hinges are metal.
The which?
So the skin is metal, the red part, right?
Yeah.
And the window part is plastic.
Uh-huh.
That upper assembly, but the hinge is metal.
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay, excellent.
And what's funny is if you look at Jeeps, Jeep stole this idea from Volkswagen. Because if you look at a lot of the four-wheel drive Jeeps, the doors just sit on the pins that are on the door, on the frame or body, because you can lift them off. So that can go back in there.
I just imagine like a Wrangler tumbling down the road on a rollover accident, and the doors go flying off.
Well, let me think. Have you ever seen the movie It's a Mad, 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 Mad World?
I think so.
It's a movie from the 60s, and it's all about these people are treasure hunting, and they're running all over the place and all this. I mean, what is it? Rat Race is very similar to it. But it's funny because at one point they're in San Francisco, and they're all cruising down this hill, and they realize they're going the wrong way, and each one of them does a 180 and slides sideways into a Samba van. And after about the fifth car turning, hitting the side of the van and then going back up the hill, the van goes because they knocked it they narrowed it so much that it just no longer could stand up. And to answer your question, Peter, I don't think there are going to be any screws that need to be painted the body color, are there? So far as I've seen, all the screws are going to be hidden.
Yeah, because if you look at the door you've already done, all the screws you see now are not visible, right? Once you put the door card in.
Right. Well, on the inside they are, but I can see that there's going to be a door panel going in there.
Yeah.
It would help if I would open this all the way. The problem is it's catching on that piece.
Oh, is that metal too? That other red piece?
This? No, this is
Yeah.
plastic, and so is this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
These were BDs. Yes, BD03. I remember when I did the Falcon, I ended up using the using boxes I got from Oakry models because I didn't have anything like this. It is tiny, but it's well worth it. So this first part is going to go on here. And if I remember right, oh yeah, dork. I'm a dork. How about if I put it on here where it belongs? You got sockets here that are going to match up with those lugs. And it's kind of funny because the shading, if you look at the pictures, that sure looks like metal that was just got overspray on it and didn't get color on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was thinking it went on here. And so those are going to be the BP03s, I believe. Yep.
Looks like another one of those part works where you're going to have a lot of random pieces in storage.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's not too random. I mean, yes, the front bumper is kind of random. This, you and I both know that the reason they gave that piece as issue 1 was that's the hook.
Of course, it's recognizable instantly. It gives you a size of the scale, you know.
Well, this and the first tire were the hook. Actually, this is the first tire. Those were the hook to get you to go, this is actually going to be really worthwhile. And then as you get further in, by the time you get here, you're in this second pack and you're like, dude, I'm in over $100 already. And now they're sending me just a seat pack. Really? But I know I've done enough part works to know that there are going to be a lot of stages like that. And then there are going to be some stages that you're like, holy crud, that's a lot of pieces.
Like what was stage 1 of the Enterprise? What was that? That was the bridge and deck 2 and all that. And then stage 2 was part of the nacelle, wasn't it? To like get you hooked? Yeah. Completely different parts of the ship.
Now remember, this was a little bit, didn't want to fit quite right on the other side. So let me get my, oh, that's right. That's right. Let me make sure, let me double check and make sure that the pin in there went in. They have a note to make sure that this pin here goes into this socket. And I did not read that note until after I had put this on. I'm pretty sure it was in there. But I would hate to find out that that's what was making it not fit quite right. Yeah, that should be in there. No, it's still. It's still a little bit funky. And then there's 4 screws. It's just like, what was it? Wasn't like the first stage, the light in the nose? I don't know, because I've not done kit.
No, I think it was the hood, actually. Peter says, I'm going to shoot now, guys. Getting late here. Stay safe. See you soon. See you, Peter.
Yeah, have a good evening, Peter. Oh, and by the way, when we do the live streams, did you see what I did on the description?
No.
So I put that it's going to be at 5 o'clock Central Time. And then I went and looked it up, and I put Greenwich time. And I put Australian time as well. Australian Central Daylight Time, to be precise.
Are you talking about Friday?
No, today.
Oh, today, yes.
Yeah, when I did my setup today, I decided instead of just putting 5 p.m. Central Time, I put the Eastern Time like we've been doing. I put Greenwich time, and then I put Australian time. That way there's no confusing it. Everybody knows what time it is.
Well, there's 3 time zones in Australia, so.
I know. Well, that's why I just picked a random one. Central sounded good to me. And I'm pretty sure the Aussies knew what was it? ACDT is. Australian Central Daylight Time.
Well, I know that some of them live in Perth on the west side of the continent, but most of them live on the Sydney side, don't they?
I think so. But because I know they live all over the place, I just figured I would put one down and let them do the math. So unlike last time, all the seams are good. Remember last week I had to replace the screws because one side was popping up?
Yep.
Let me see. That's what it is.
Is it once you get the interior panel on?
Yeah. That's okay.
Yep. We'll see how it works once the doors are on.
And looking at it, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is full of fingerprints. It's going to need a good wax job.
I remember every time I would take pictures of the exterior when I was doing the Dodge Charger. Every time I was taking pictures, I'd have to wipe that thing down because it just picked up. It's black, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with kit. I know it.
Well, this one being red is doing pretty good about picking up the fingerprints. So at this point, and I'm actually going to set it the way that they would actually be, because these doors will open relatively far. I think they actually open completely 90 degrees out. Actually move it up there. Bumper, got one of the seats. I think this is actually the right wheel.
I see a big smiling face right now.
Yes, actually. We're here. Let's give that face eyes.
That's perfect. Now take the trunk, put it down between the bumper. He has a nose and everything. It's like a mustache. Oh, that's not. That's
take
not
what?
You can take the hood and put the hood down below the Volkswagen. Oh no, that kind of looks like Hitler. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that doesn't help it. See,
put it above. It's like a hat. Yeah, the logo's the nose.
Yes.
There you go. there's your thumbnail.
Yep.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Oh.
Well, there you go. That's progress through what stage? What stage progress is that you've made a smiley face with big ears?
12.
Stage 12,
That's
you get
you get a smiley face.
You get a smiley face. It's like a Dumbo with big ears.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, let's see, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bumper?
Or no, 3.
No, bumper. Bumper was third, 3. I thought. Then the trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I think these were together.
Right.
4, 5, 6, 7 was the second wheel. 8, 9 through 12.
There you go. Dave says looking great. He's taken off. It's late in the UK.
Yep.
Thanks, Dave, for coming.
Yes, thank you very much. And let me switch camera. So and kill the glare. So that's it for tonight. It's a shorter stream, and they're going to be shorter streams because I'm only doing the one shipment at a time. That way I should be able to make this last a little bit longer. Thinking I'm going to do the Volkswagen again next week, and then maybe switch over to doing the Ironman. One of these days I'll do a Ironman stream where I'm just going to be showing after the fact, rewiring it, because I'm going to rewire it. And unlike you, Todd, I'm not going to put the light my bricks stuff in there. I'm going to actually do straight on LEDs.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So, by the way, Todd, you'll like my new outro. I redid it today.
Okay. I'll make sure to click the right one this time.
Mm-hmm. So that's it, folks. Like and subscribe. Come over to Hobby Time Modelers. We are killing it on Facebook here lately. Let me just double check what we're up to. We've picked up over 100 members in the last month, and a bunch of them. Yeah, we're up to 253. I think we were at 240 this morning. So yeah, we're growing. YouTube's not growing as quickly, but we're glad to have you. And glad to have you. Love to have you drop in on the streams. Love to have you drop in and actually, if you hook up through the Discord, join us on the stream on Friday. Friday, we will be streaming at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't know GMT and Austria. I keep wanting to say Austria because my wife is from Austria. Australian time. Oh, thank you very, very much, Gilly. Gilly says he's been sending all his peeps to HTM. But yeah, like, subscribe, join us on Facebook, join us on YouTube. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. All right. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we will see you next time.